Hey y'all, welcome back to another YouTube video. It's been a minute. It's been a while. I know. I say this every time. I literally that's at this point that's my intro because don't piss me off. At this point that's my intro because I'm just always missing. But I just want to say thank you to everybody that subscribed to me because now we're at 600 subscribers. Period. This cake look good, y'all. Can I even see for real? But I just want to say thank you. I love and appreciate everybody that subscribes to me, even though I'm inactive sometimes. But I'm going to get on my grind. I promise. I promise. I'm going to get on my grind for y'all because y'all like my story times. Y'all like my little pranks. I'm going to start getting better at my pranks too. I need y'all to give me some ideas. But I just want to say thank y'all. Y'all see the title. I'm gonna be telling a story time about when I got catfished. I got catfished a couple times. I'm not even gonna lie. I got catfished a couple times, but we're gonna talk about this one because, ooh, excuse me. We're gonna talk about this one because it was just like, why would you do that to me? Like, why would you do that to me? So I was back. How old was I? I think I was like 17 when this happened. Was I 17? Yeah, I was 17 and he was 16. Yes, I said he. I know. Listen, I've changed my ways. I'm for the girls. Just the girls. But anyway, at the time, I wasn't. I was for the girls and the squirrels and it don't even matter. But yeah, so I was talking to this boy. He was 16, I was 17. Backstory, we went to the same school. We went to the same high school. But I ended up graduating early. So I ended up like talking to him after I left my high school, if that makes sense. Y'all, this little quick headband wig, I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. I might straighten it, but we're gonna see. But anyways, yeah, so I was talking to him when I left high school. I think he followed me on Instagram and then he DM'd me and was like, oh, like you look cute. And I was like, thanks. I'm gonna give him a code name. I'm gonna call him Smurf. For this video, I'm gonna call him Smurf, and y'all probably already understand why I'm calling him Smurf. But if not, y'all gonna understand why. So yeah, me and Smurf, we exchange numbers, we get to talking or whatever, and you know, everything's going cool. Like, we have a lot in common. At the time, we had a lot in common. We was getting along. Or like I said, we didn't FaceTime for like a minute, like maybe a month after. I don't know. I just didn't want to get on the phone. Like, at the time, I was scared and I was just in my little shy phase, and I didn't want to be on the phone. So we would always like just text or whatever. So it was during the summer. It was probably like June. Everybody was out of school now. And he was like, you know, like, I finally want to see you. This, that, and the third. And at the time, I lived out the way. Like, I lived far from everybody. When I graduated high school, I moved like 30 minutes away from everybody. So I couldn't see my friends like that. And he had a car. He had a car at the time, or was he sharing a car? I don't remember. He was either using he was using his dad's car. I think he had a car, but he was using his dad's car because it was bigger. If you know, you know. But like, boy, he wasn't. Anyway. He was supposed to drive to my house, but my mom ended up saying like she was gonna go out that way anyway, and I kind of didn't want to be stuck with him. So I was like, Mom, can you just drop me off at my friend's house and I'm gonna do what I do. So she's like, okay, cool. So we planned to meet at this elementary school that was basically in the middle of both of where we lived. So it was like my house, the elementary school, and then his house. Like, we lived 5 minutes away from each other. He was like, yeah, you can meet me at the park and like we can go get some food, we can go out to eat, we can do all this, that, and third. So in my head, I'm thinking I got a baller. I'm thinking I got a trick. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, he not saying like nothing sexual that he wants to do on the first date or none of that. Cool. So I'm walking, and you know, I text him, I'm like, where you at? He's like, oh, like, I'm smoking by the tennis court. Mind y'all, he smoked bad, like 5 J's a day. Every time I'm texting him, we doing smoking, hitting the J, hitting this blunt. Like, okay, when are you not smoking? Like, and for me, that's a turn off. Back then, it wasn't like that much of a turn off because I was still kind of young, but now it is a turn off. Like, why are you smoking 24/7? Read a book. Get into something new. I don't like that. So I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, come by the tennis court. So I'm texting my friend. I think, get away from my damn cake, y'all. Yeah, I'm texting him and I'm texting my friend. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to meet Smurf or whatever. But I can't find him or whatever. So I end up walking, and as I'm walking, y'all, I see my boy best friend at the time. I don't know if y'all remember in my past story time about me basically getting kicked out of school for the BB gun. That's my boy best friend. We're not close anymore, but at the time we were. But that's my boy best friend, and that's what I'm about to talk about. As I'm walking, it's a trail. It's a long trail to get to the tennis court. As I'm walking, y'all, my best friend sees me. And I didn't want nobody to see that I was meeting Smurf because, like, he was low-key a sneaky link. But, like, he wasn't. But at the same time, he was. Like, I didn't want everybody to know I was talking to him until, like, it was official. And I'm like that with everybody to this day. But he sees me, and he come out the bushes with his bike.
Gay! Smokey! Smokey! Smokey, what the hell you doing back here?
That was him. That was him. Like, he came out the bushes and was like, Monique, what are you doing? Who are you seeing? I'm like, oh my God. Y'all, I was so embarrassed. So I'm like, oh, nothing. I'm just taking a walk. He like, how are you taking a walk over here? You don't even live over here no more. So like, what are you saying? So as we're talking, I see Smurf. Y'all, me and Smurf make eye contact and he starts running. He starts kicking it. Like, he's like, bro, he's running. So me and my boy best friend at the time, we're looking at each other and he's like, you know Smurf? And I'm like, do I know Smurf? Like, I don't know. Smurf ends up texting me. He's like, oh, like, yeah, I see you. My bad. Walk down. You're bad. You just saw me and ran. And it wasn't on no, like, I'm ugly, y'all. He didn't run because I was ugly or something like that. Because I could never be ugly. But that's not why he ran. So he's like, oh, my bad. Like, basically started walking towards me. So I'm walking, but my boy best friend is following me. So I'm like, at this point, cool, like, whatever. Like, he's just gonna be here. Like, I didn't know how to tell him to fucking leave. I see Smurf. As I'm walking up to him, he's standing up. But as I get closer to him, he sits on the floor. On the concrete floor. On the trail. He sits on the floor. Legs spread open, everything. He's just sitting on the floor. So I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah. So, okay, why are you sitting on the floor? And it's hot outside, y'all. It's hot too. Like, why are you sitting on the concrete? Like, I'm confused. I'm like, you know, what's wrong? He's like, oh, I think you're taller than me. This is where I get catfished at. This is where the tables turn. Because when I first, mind y'all, we went to the same school, but I didn't know him or talk to him when we went to the same school. So I really didn't know how tall he was. But I always ask people how tall they are. He told me he was 5'6". I'm 5'6", y'all. If y'all didn't know my height, I'm 5'6". Average height female. Cool. So he told me he was 5'7", my bad, because he told me he was an inch taller than me. Cool. So when he tells me that I'm taller than him, I'm like, you know, I thought you were 5'7". And as I'm looking down, his legs are short. His legs are short. They're not as long and slinky as mine. So I'm like, why would you lie about your height knowing that we're about to see each other in person and knowing my height? It'd be different if I lied about my height or like I was short or something like that where I couldn't tell the difference. Babes, I'm looking down at you and it's supposed to be the other way. And don't get me wrong, some people like short guys. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but I wasn't that type of girl. And you lied. Like, if you would have told me from the jump that you were 5'3", 5'4", then okay. But I'm looking at his legs and I'm seeing that they're short and I'm just in an awkward position. So I can't remember where my boy best friend went at the time, but I think when I got closer to Smurf, he ended up just going his separate ways and then coming back later on. So Smurf is like, yeah, like, I think you're taller than me, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, so you're just gonna sit on the floor the whole time? Like, what are you about to do? And he's like, help me up. You want me to help you up? Like, what are we doing right now? I help him up, and I'm definitely taller than this man. This me, by the way. This him. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. What are you doing? Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to me? Mind y'all, we've already been talking for a month. And I low-key catch feelings fast, so it's like, okay, I'm thinking this is my man. I'm thinking I'm going to be looking up at him, or at least, like, side by side. No, it's giving, hey, boo. That's what it's giving. Like, I did not know. We end up walking to this park near our elementary school, and it's more boys. It's his homeboys. It's like 3 of them. They're smoking, chilling, chatting it up. and I by myself. I'm thinking it's just gonna be me and him, but now he done walked over to his homeboys, left me to go chat it up and basically say I'm a long ass bitch and some more shit. And I'm just like, okay. So I'm sitting on the curb. I'm sitting on the curb texting my friend, and I'm like, bitch, this nigga is 5'1". I'm mad. I'm so mad. Why would, like, y'all might not think it's a big deal because, like I said, some people are into that. I'm not. Why would you lie about your height? Why am I looking down at you when I'm thinking I'm going to be having a tall black man? And I'm having a small black roux. That's what it's giving. Like, what are you saying right now? That's probably why I'm gay now. Like, what are you... My boy best friend ends up coming back over. He's like, oh, like, so you mess with Smurf? You mess with Smurf? And he's making fun of me. He's telling jokes. He's comparing us to a whole bunch of different celebrities. I'm like, bro, that's not my man. He told me he was 5'7". That's not my man. He's like, he told you he was 5'7", like Monique. Do you see his pictures on Instagram? His pictures on Instagram, he looked like he was 5'7". Maybe I'm just a dumbass. Maybe I'm just a dumbass because he definitely looked like he was 5'7" in the pictures, but obviously not. After my best friend is done clowning us or whatever, I basically tell him, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go home. Like, I'm about to go home, and there's just, I'll see you later or whatever. So he's like, okay, like, cool, I'll see you later. So he ends up texting me, and he's like, yeah, you know, I'm sorry that I lied about my height. I was just scared that you wasn't going to talk to me no more, this, that, and the third. Give me this whole little sob story, and I feel bad. I did feel bad, and I texted my friend Jasmine, and I was like, bitch, what should I do? Because I'm taller than this boy, and I've never been taller than anybody I've dated. And so I started dating girls. But at the time, when I'm dating boys, like, they've always been taller than me, so I'm like, what am I supposed to do? This girl's talking about some, oh, if the love is real, y'all can stick it out and some more shit. Basically, bro, not gonna lie, Jasmine, she set me up. I don't care what nobody says. She set me up because she's talking about something, if you really like him, like, height doesn't matter, da, da, da. Looking back at it now, I looked fucking stupid. I look stupid. Bro, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. He literally looked like my fucking son. He looked like my son. So after that happened, we ended up hanging out again, and he was low-key like pressing me to smoke, and I didn't smoke, so I was like, I don't want to smoke. But he wanted me to smoke because, like I said, I'm shy, so he was trying to like get me to loosen up and all this other stuff, and I was like, I don't want to smoke. Like, leave me alone. I don't want to smoke. He just kept pressing it, saying I'm scary and all this other stuff. And then every time like we hung out, it was in the car, and he didn't get out the car. He didn't get out the car because he was short. So every time we're hanging out in the car because he didn't want to go anywhere. He didn't want to be seen with me because I'm taller than him. So yeah, it just wasn't giving. I ended up getting a new man. I ended up getting another boyfriend and leaving him alone. And yeah, it's kind of a real short story time, but laughs and giggles. But that shit was sick. If a man tells you he's 5'8" and up, please fact check that before y'all see him in person, because maybe I'm just slow. Because, bro, y'all, when I say I swear his pictures look like he was 5'7", it looked like he was 5'7". Like, I know I'm not that fucking slow. Man, I don't know. But anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. I do have a vlog coming out. It is very short, so I do kind of have to tell a backstory on this. But I do have new content coming out for y'all. And yeah, stay tuned. Love y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.